Hello, my name's Joey. Welcome to my tour of props and artifacts. So I want to share with you my Ghostbusters pack, my Proton pack. So this was built by myself and Benofkent, which I should really use Benofkent first. Basically, my friend Ben, he runs Benofkent props. He makes Ghostbuster props, as you know, duh. And this was a collaborative effort in 2004 when we first wanted to build the packs. I can't claim credit for the measurements, just like as in my Dalek, but I can claim credit for the weathering and some of the details and the labels. So obviously when we built these, we wanted this to look, I particularly wanted mine to look like it had a hell of a lot of abuse, probably been sitting in a basement in New York somewhere. Basically, the whole aesthetic of this is emergency services. So this is a tool. So we've got our spare iron arm here. This is a tool, so it wouldn't be cared for. These things were heavy. This thing weighs 35 pounds. These things were heavy. It was a job you were doing. You were very, very tired. So you wouldn't be treating this with a lot of love. So the basis for this was looking at my dad's work tools, how battered they were, looking at equipment from the fire service and the police. You know, these are just work tools. They are completely unloved. So my advice with these kind of things is, if you want it to look genuine, paint the thing in different shades of black. So don't always use the same shade black, because if you wanted to touch this up and it was a work tool, you might not even use the right shade. You might even leave it, but you certainly wouldn't be too fussy about what shade of black you coloured it. So a little bit about it. Of course, it's out of commission, so this is an extremely dangerous pack. I like to think this is only used in emergencies. We have an extra thing here which has been added on in later use. Very important. So the whole label's faded away, but the most important thing is we know what the voltage is there. And customization around here we've got, I like to think that this is hydrogen cooled. Very, very dangerous. And there we go, there's the tube. Can't quite get in there, but there's the tube. There's the tube running off the fire extinguisher there. Whatever's contained in there is not for extinguishing fires anymore. Clicks into here. And that's what this kind of hydrogen cooled. It's very dangerous. So let's power it up, which I have to power it up round the back here. I apologise for my camera work here. It's only me today. Actually can't do that with one hand. There we go. Right. So let's power it up. So I wanted this to be different from the film props. We wanted them to make them larger than life, bigger, that kind of thing. So denoted there by the red barcode going back up and down. Not a barcode, but the bar graph, whatever you want to call it, going up and down in red, obviously not yellow. Okay, let's fire this thing up. You might notice it's very loud. Well, that was definitely the intention there, because if you want to take these things out in the street, you want to be heard from ages away. As you know, this is a nuclear accelerator. It's a very dangerous piece of equipment. So you want it to sound dangerous. I have actually got stopped under the Anti-Terrorist Act once before for taking this out into London, but the police officer was brilliant, and I don't think he knew what Ghostbusters was, but he knew I wasn't a threat, so that was obviously fantastic. And a few more details here. Let's let some air out using the hydrogen or helium, whatever it is that's cooling it. And a very final thing, let's power it down. So of course, here we go, more little details. The original signs have faded, but the most important thing is we have the information of what the voltage is. And little afterthoughts of, yeah, don't play around with this. It's toxic. So yes, the whole idea of this was to look very, very unloved. As you can see, it's covered in crusted slime. Has slightly different details from the original packs. It's a Mark II. And the bumper was made in Germany. Look at that. and don't use this pack. It's extremely dangerous. Only use it in emergencies. There we go. I'm Joey. That was my brief tour of the Proton Pack. All my best.